All right, guys, welcome in SLA. We are at the official Thanksgiving episode. I was going to get a turkey and everything, but I guess the leaves will do. You guys get excited about Thanksgiving, right? Now in California, we're down to having only 4 guests for 20 minutes. You can't sing or dance.
These are dark times, John. Not that dark.
Damn it.
I don't know what the rest of the country is like for Thanksgiving, but we're pretty screwed here.
There goes my plans.
Yeah. I am Mitch Mortaza, your host of SLA, alongside Alex Saxon. And then Alex Montone.
What's going on?
Guys, what have you been up to since the... what was it, the Halloween episode that we had? The one I was Michael Myers?
I've been chilling. I've actually been filming a lot of surfing, a lot of women's sports still. Recently went to the Kelly Slater wave pool.
Yeah, you told me about it. That's pretty cool up there, right?
Insane.
Yeah.
Beautiful wave. And other than that, just hanging out, enjoying the weather.
Sweet. Yourself?
Okay, my life is not as cool as yours.
We just got back from Boston. That's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
We got a big show. We've got Miss Rachel Washington and Katie Whelan, both of whom have played football prior, had history with the old LFL. They have now signed on with us with the X League. Rachel Washington actually was named as one of the hardest working athletes of 2020, so we'll talk to her about that. Katie Whelan is just a stud, as we all know. Military personnel and a heck of a center. She will be playing in the X League, so we'll talk to her in a bit. That's one of the new wrinkles that we had this offseason is the hardest working athletes of 2020. I mean, honestly, I've been around the female game since 2009 now and have been a part of off seasons before. Now, this is an extended one, granted, with COVID, but this has been pretty impressive. Obviously, we haven't had any official workouts with the league that's sanctioned by the league, so everybody's kind of doing their own thing right now. And we only know number 10 and number 9. Number 10 was Lindsay Anderson of the Seattle Thunder. Obviously, a first-year football player. We had her on the show talking about she comes from a big rugby background. Just a little stud. I think she's going to be a fire plug at running back for the Seattle Thunder.
I think we're calling her Mini Bull.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
I think
Mini Bull.
Yeah.
I think we called her a calf or something.
Yeah, I heard she wasn't a fan.
That wasn't impressive.
So.
Girls don't like the term calf for some reason.
We'll go Mini Bull.
That doesn't work. And then number 9, we had Rachel Washington. Rachel, again, is a running back. I think penciled in as the starting running back for the Austin Sound right now. She is, I think, one of the more underrated ones, but she is ridiculously athletic.
She's fast.
So we'll talk about that. We'll be unveiling number 8, 7, all the way down to number 1. I'm curious to see who number 1 is going to be on this list. They're going to be pretty good, whoever that is. And then what about Anisha Shawley, who was named the first ever social media profile athlete for the X League? So her face will be across all of our social platforms for the next God knows how many months. We all know Anisha. She's been on the show, incredible personality. She is part of a select group of athletes. We'll announce this a little bit later, but we have officially finally signed on with a production company, only the biggest television production company in the world. They'll be here in December to shoot alongside you guys. We have an early December photo shoot here in San Clemente, and we're going to bring in 8 of our biggest names and do some cool photo and video shoots. So for that one, you guys, that's early December. That's right around the corner. You guys ready for that?
Oh, yeah.
Moving on. Unis, black unis. They're starting to come out a little bit. We've got the Seattle Thunder uni, which you said is your favorite one.
That's definitely I was waiting for the black uniforms to come out.
We got 8 more to go, but yeah, it's early on. I think Seattle's got the edge right now.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I don't know. Atlanta looks good. Atlanta was just unveiled today. And then before the show airs, I'm sure we'll have a couple more coming out. So, look, the unis, we're going to allow, I think, each team to kind of vote on which uniform they want to use at home. And then there are fans that just say, hey, use the black uniforms for the away games and the color uniforms for the home games.
I like that.
What do you guys think?
I like that.
I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, a lot of girls are leaning toward the black because it looks tougher. They want to use it for both home and away, which wouldn't work. But we're going to unveil more of them, count it down all the way to number 1. So, look, we got a lot of time to fill before we kick off in April. We're going to tease everything. What's Mitch's favorite color? That's part of the whole new segment next.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. But before we get into color segments, let's talk to guests, okay? First up, we're going to have Katie Whelan of the Seattle Thunder when we come back to SLA. Welcome back into SLA. I am your host, Mitch Mortaza, here in our beautiful studios in San Clemente alongside Alex Saxon, Alex Montone. And then one of the early fan favorites. We seem to only have fan favorites on this show, right? Miss Katie Whelan of the Seattle Thunder. Welcome into the show, Katie.
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
Let's talk about, we got a lot to cover with you in Seattle. Number 1 is, how have you spent your 2020? I mean, you've been away from football. Obviously, you've got a young daughter. You've got the military. So being a mom is obviously your number 1 priority. What has 2020 been like for you?
Well, Washington has been pretty shut down. So 2020 has kind of just been a blur. Pretty much spent this year dealing with the restrictions as far as, homeschooling my daughter all of a sudden, trying to get in the work that we can on the field and in the gyms with all the restrictions. So honestly, it's been a pretty painful year in regards to we're just all itching to get back out on the field.
Yeah, you talked about being a mom, and obviously that's a huge priority for you. You've got a military background, as fans are learning when they're studying up on you a bit. So how do you juggle all those worlds and make them work?
Honestly, it's really just the fact that I have such a good support system. I don't have the typical, I work 8 to 5. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, all right, let's see what happens today.
That's a tall schedule. For us, in Southern California, we try to keep it pretty light. Like Alex, all he has to worry about is surfing, and what else you got going on, Alex?
Surf and skate and be here. Yeah. Wait, weren't you studying at Harvard too last season? Is that wrong?
Do tell, Harvard?
So even more of a badass now.
Yeah, no kidding. What were you doing in Harvard? What were you studying?
I just started taking master's courses, like Alex said, last summer. I guess it was summer of 19. I'm trying to get my master's in journalism.
Cool.
Awesome. So that's another wrinkle to this that I didn't know about.
When do you have free time for yourself?
Right.
I mean, football is my free time.
Yeah, a lot of girls have said one of the cure-alls for them always has been, when it comes to stress in their personal lives, has been football, right? To be able to get away from that. So, I mean, that's not surprising to hear. A lot of girls around the league really use football as an escape from their crazy lives
Release
right now.
some steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's like jogging up and down this little incline right here. Let's talk about Seattle. Now, Seattle has we kind of poked fun a little bit in the previous show that, Seattle's one of the teams we haven't seen work out a lot this offseason. But not every team documents their workouts like some teams do. So we don't know if you guys have been working. So what is it, once and for all the Seattle Thunder fans that are quaking in their shoes right now, has this team been working this offseason?
And we love for it to look like we're not. So there's that. We just don't post everything, but we're definitely, we really never stopped after the 2019, season. I think a month after, we were already back on the field.
Now, one of the girls that are athletes, I should say, that really has been promoted alongside yourself and seems to be pretty active on social media when you do promote it, and that's Lindsay Anderson. Talk to us about her. I mean, are we hyping her too much, or is she the real deal?
Lindsay's one of those people that you can tell. She's like she's a natural athlete, and she's so coachable, and she wants to learn. So when we've been doing like virtual film sessions every Wednesday. She's the one asking all the questions, any little thing. She's like, sorry, she's Canadian, so she's so nice. I'm sorry, another question. Like, it's going to fit really well into Coach Michelson's system.
Now, let's kind of wrap up Seattle talk on this, Katie Whelan. Who is your quarterback for 2021? I mean, I know you guys were working out at one point. Ashley Salerno, you took a different route from there. You had KK Matheny, obviously, who's the legendary quarterback from her LFL days. Who can we expect to line up at QB1 in 2021?
Well, I'm going to say KK Matheny, and I will carry her on the field if I have to. I love being KK center. You've been around KK, you know she's got the best energy. She's such a great leader. KK, I'm saying KK is going to be our quarterback. I don't know if she would say that right now, but yes, that is the direction I think we're heading.
Yeah, and we still have a lot of football, a lot of time left. You still have open tryouts, so you have no idea what's going to transpire between now and April and who's going to line up at quarterback for you guys. And if all else fails, we've got a pretty good pair of quarterbacks in this studio that can play. Alex Montone, who's tried out now 7 or 8 times for 8 or 9 teams.
How many times are you going to tell that joke?
And then I played pretty good high school football. So, I mean, you don't want me out there.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile. Are you serious? I'm dead serious.
Listen, Katie, thank you for joining us. Obviously, you lead a crazy schedule, as we said before, with motherhood, military, football, everything else going on, Harvard, which I didn't know about. So appreciate you taking the time in a busy period for everybody, and we'd love to have you on the show. We'll get you back on before the April start for sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
That is Katie Whelan from Seattle, Washington. Good to know that they are working out. So, social media isn't the end-all, be-all.
Instagram isn't real life.
Instagram isn't real? You mean all those models on Instagram don't look like that all the time? You're kidding me.
Social dilemma.
This is craziness. This is just absolute craziness.
I kind of figured Coach Michelson was going to keep it kind of off the radar.
He's too tactical. I kind of feel bad about grilling him now on the show a little bit.
I knew. I told you he was going to call you.
Surprised I didn't get that call just yet. So that's Katie Whelan of the Seattle Thunder. Next up, when we come back, it's going to be Rachel Washington of the Austin Sound. When we come back, SLA from San Clemente. All right, welcome back in SLA here in San Clemente, California. Katie Whelan, pretty impressive young lady, right?
Quite the schedule on that one.
Badass.
Cool schedule, man. Yeah, long schedule. I did not know she studied at Harvard, though, or studying at Harvard to get a master's. It's pretty impressive stuff. You know what? That's the cool stuff that our documentary partner that's coming in December for the shoot, they want to know, and I was just going through the laundry list of the athletes we recommended to them, about 15. I think they've been on the phone with maybe 7 or 8 of them already, is just the accomplishments that they've had away from football, and how compelling their lives are. We don't really get into that because our season, when I used to run the LFL, you went from a brief off season right to the season, and it was always just about football. You don't really get a chance to talk to them personally and find out what's going on in their lives and the lives they lead to be able to play the game, the sacrifices they make in their personal lives. It's pretty impressive stuff. So no pressure, but you guys are going to be part of that storytelling process this year, right?
I did the one with Katie, too.
That's right. Yeah, you actually shot, produced, edited, directed.
Yeah, just wear 5 shoes. But with those stories, too, I think you really kind of understand the player off the field as well, and I think it makes it relatable to fans as well.
Without any further delay, not to get derailed, we do have somebody that's, again, one of the athletes that all the fans respond to when we put her on social media. They instantly want more content from this young lady, and that is Rachel Washington of the Austin Sound. Welcome in, Rachel.
Hi, y'all.
What up?
There's that energy, right?
Yep, there it is.
So, Rachel, are you originally from Texas, or are you just living there now?
I am born and raised in good old Texas. I'm actually from West Texas near Lubbock. I don't know if y'all know Texas Tech Red Raiders. I ended up moving here to Austin actually 3 years ago. And I actually love Austin. I'm super adventurous, love to explore. So Austin's right up my alley, and I just freaking love it here.
Have you run into Matthew McConaughey? There's a story that I'll tell you off camera about Matthew McConaughey. But now you were kind of be an important person yourself now. You made a list that's first year list that we have with the X League. That's marking the hardest working athletes of 2020. Did you expect to be on that list?
I didn't expect to be on the list, but I kind of did at the same time, not to try to sound too cocky, but I definitely put in a lot of work. I'm always out in the field. We have off-season practices, different weekends. We actually just finished a practice this weekend. I was out there and everything, so.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, from a football perspective, you definitely earned this because it's not just the football side, but you're in incredible shape. So obviously you don't get to be in that shape unless you work at it. What are some of the workout routines? What do you get involved? Like Montone's trying to get back into shape.
Oh,
Help her out.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Well, I'm definitely in the gym every day. I went this morning. I'm in the gym about 6 times a week, but during the week is my time in the gym. I'll rotate doing like my leg day workouts, lifting weights, and then arm, back, and as well as my cardio and conditioning days in between those two.
Whoa, stop. 6 times a week? That's a lot of physical
Damn.
activity. Now, away from football, you're also a pretty successful model. You have a lot of other projects going on. I always see that on your Instagram feed. You got a lot of brands you work with. So you stay pretty active in that world as well?
I freaking love it. It made me just more confident. I just like to show women that you could be beautiful and strong at the same time.
Now, getting back to football, one of the things we always talk about, the Austin Sound always are looked at as now really the gold standard franchise out there in terms of preparation. That all starts with Coach Mike Oliveira, and then now he's been mentoring Cole Berry, who's an outstanding coaching prospect at a very young age. I think he's only like 22 or 23. So talk to us about what that culture is like in Austin. Is it as good as it's been advertised in terms of how organized they are, how they prepare in the offseason, what they ask of you guys as athletes, and what they deliver as coaches?
We have developed a really strict structure. Coach Berry, honestly, he has done an amazing job, but he definitely is very much on us and make sure we are the athletes we can be.
Well, awesome, man. That's pretty good. So it's just as good as we thought it was, the Austin Sound and the way they're run. And another thing about this team is you've got a lot of transplants from Mexico. What people don't know is Coach Oliveira spends a lot of time in Mexico because the game is blowing up in Mexico. You know, back when I was running the LFL, when we made several trips down there for our games, I mean, we had a game down there that drew almost 25,000 fans. You know, that the old LFL really sparked an interest in women playing football down there because we were nationally televised. When we went down there for the exhibition games, each of them sold out. And that really started, and you saw all these little knockoff leagues in Mexico forming that used to want to emulate the LFL. And that's just kind of continued on. And what Coach Oliveira does now, as I understand it, you could probably correct me, but he goes down and holds clinics. He held one pretty recently, and he's bringing in a lot of great talent from Mexico that could barely speak English, but they love the game. Well, listen, Rachel, again, congrats on making it to the hardest working athletes of 2020. Well deserved. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You are prospering. You're one of the faces of the league for sure. Fast becoming the face of the Austin Sound. So keep doing what you're doing. We'll get you back on the show before the season kicks off.
Thank y'all so much for having me. I had a fun time. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you, Rachel. That is Rachel Washington, RB1 of the Austin Sound. And I honestly think she is going to be a top 2, top 3 running back in this league. Just the vision that she has to get to the hole, the power that she has, the fact that she's shorter in stature, so she's tougher to tackle, locate, and not just running the ball. She's a great pass receiving option out of the backfield. Yep. Michelle Angel, who it sounds like is going to be QB1, I would be thrilled if I was Michelle Angel to have a dual threat like Rachel Washington in the backfield. So an incredible athlete. Great to have her on. That's going to do it for our Thanksgiving show. But before we leave, we've got a pretty sad departure from the crew. We have our first breakup. We have our first breakup of the year.
Damn it, dude.
You guys all know him as Mr. Sunshine. Jacob VanderBeek is unfortunately leaving the crew. He's signed we talked about it, a professional volleyball contract.
Badass.
So we're going to hopefully get him back at some point. But for now, Jacob, I don't know how to do this, man. This is very emotional. I didn't think I'd get emotional.
Hey, goodbye.
See, she's going to ruin it with the music. So tell us, where are you going? What's going on? You're going to volleyball.
Yeah, just planning on traveling, I guess, in the next couple months. Playing a bunch of tournaments here and there and trying to make some money, trying to make a living.
Alex, what are you going to miss most about Sunshine? The hair, the conditioner? What are we going to miss here?
All of it.
All of it.
I just hope we get
The warmth.
I hope we get to go to one of the games.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, well, give us a schedule. Don't you play at the same arena we play in LA, in Ontario?
We do play in Ontario, but I'm not sure what arena. When we allow fans, I'll let you
right.
guys know.
Let's give them a plug. What is it? The NVA?
Yeah, it's
From
at
what I remember?
NVA USA on Instagram.
Thank you for being on with us. Thank you for helping us out behind the scenes. You've been awesome. We want to try to get Jacob back. We've already talked about it. He's had a great relationship in the short time he's been here with the coaches, with the athletes that he's worked with. So we'll get you back. Hold on to the polo. We'll talk. But great having you on the show and having you be a part of the team. We'll come out to the first game.
Thank you, Sunshine.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sunshine. Now
Good
get the
man,
hell off
Sunshine.
set, man, for the last time. Now, when one door closes, what do we say? Alex?
3 more open.
No. That's just Saxon's dating life.
I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
Oh.
Damn.
Let's bring in a few new faces that, the athletes and coaches around the league will get to see in the coming weeks and months as we get closer to April. Who do we have first here? Let's go with Alexa. Alexa Lopez.
Come on in.
Okay,
Don't be shy.
we gotta talk about this now. There's 3 Alexes.
Alexa, what are you going to be doing with us?
I'm just going to be interacting with the talent, building relationships, and making sure that during games and photo shoots that all the athletes are where they're supposed to be at the
Which
right
is
time.
huge.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to working with you guys. This all sounds very exciting.
Awesome. Welcome to the team, Alexa.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let's bring on now Lindsay Peterson. Come on in. Say hi.
Hello, guys.
Now, Lindsay, what are you doing for us?
I'm going to be the social media intern. I'm going to be the behind the scenes, following the athletes around, debuting their faces.
Wait a minute. You're a Division I athlete, as I remember,
yes,
right?
I am. I play water polo for San Diego State University, so you know what it is to be an athlete.
Female athletes. We're trying to get more women into the league overall. I'm trying to get myself phased out if possible. I think it's important that we put more and more women interacting with our athletes and really doing what I do as well. Because at the heart of it, this is a female-run league. So we need to bring more and more talented people in. So welcome to the team,
All right,
Lindsay.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Now get the hell off set.
Okay. Next.
Next victim.
Next, we got Brian Garcia. Come on in, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. No, sorry. Brian is going to be doing a lot of the talent and logistics work around the league, getting all the flights going.
Yeah, I'm going to be the logistics intern, making sure everything behind the scenes gets done, doing the dirty work, stuff like that.
There you go. So you're a roll up your sleeve type guy?
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome to the team, man. Best of luck here at the Excellent. Well, that's some of the new faces that we have brought in. We're going to continue to bring in new young talent. Obviously, this is a brand new league starting from scratch. We want to bring in young people, especially in school or coming out of school, that see a future in sports, right? On the business side or in front of the camera, behind the camera. So we'll be introducing you to more and more faces across the league as we bring them on. But that'll do it for this show. Next show is going to be a Christmas show.
Ooh.
That's we're going to go all out.
Ugly
man.
sweaters?
Yes.
Ugly sweaters. Clark Griswold.
Ooh.
Oh.
We're gonna tear it up.
Are you serious, Mitch?
Hey, kids. I heard on the news that an airline pilot spotted Santa's sled on its way in from New York. You serious, Clark?
Are you serious, Clark? All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you for joining us for another episode of SLA. Please come back, join us. We'll drink eggnog, talk about who Saxon is dating now. We'll get into all of that next month in December. SLA, San Clemente. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.